Let's move to our, what I would consider our last kind of section in financial reporting. We've talked about funding your business through debt, through lending. Let's talk about funding your business through equity. And there's a variety of different ways to do that. The first, it's more of a pun, but the first and most common version is what we call common stock or common shares. Right, and you're seeing this being used less and less, the word common. Now you're seeing a Class A or Class B, whatever they want to call it. So Class B shares. So you just have to, don't worry about whether it says common or not. Just look and see what kind of rights are given to people who own these shares. What are the rights? Now the rights include, well, they have the right to get dividends if declared. By the board. They have the right to vote on the board, right? Who they want to sit on the board, who is representing all of them, because these board members are there to work in for the benefit of all of the shareholders. And you also get to vote on who the auditor is. And any other votes that would need to come up to, you need to go to the shareholders, right? Things that are pretty important. The other type of shares you can have are what's referred to as preferred shares. These could be Class B, Class C, again, all sorts of different classes. And what you get with this is you get a dividend rate. That's one of the things you get, right? And if the board declares dividends first, if the board declares dividends, the preferred shareholders get their dividends first, all right? And there's usually a specific dividend rate. So these preferred shares are in $1,000 increments. So when you buy a preferred share, it's $1,000. Could be a premium, could be a discount, it doesn't matter. It's $1,000. And there may be a dividend rate attached to it. So there's going to be a stated dividend rate. So for example, 7%. Okay, there's a stated dividend rate. So if the board declares dividends, so if dividends are declared, the preferred shareholders get them first. Okay, so a little bit of a preference. Most of these preferred shares are non-cumulative. But some are cumulative. Most are non-cumulative. Some are cumulative. So what does this mean? Well, if it's cumulative and I've got a 7% dividend rate and we don't declare dividends, well, then that 7% dividend that we didn't receive this year gets carried forward to the next year. And if they don't declare dividends again, then another 7% gets carried forward, and they just keeps on accumulating. When the board finally declares dividends, the preferred shareholders, the oldest dividends get paid first, then the next, and then the most current. And if there's any money left over, then the common shareholders will get their money. So there is, if you can get cumulative, why would a company issue cumulative? Well, they're trying to attract more shareholders to be able to raise money. That's one of the main reasons why they would do that. There's another benefit of preferred shares, and that's upon dissolution. When the company goes bankrupt, on dissolution, preferred shareholders are ahead of common. Now, clearly, preferred shareholders are not in front of secured debtors, unsecured creditors, or secured creditors and unsecured creditors. Preferred shareholders, they're a little bit further down the pecking order than some of the people that are owed money in the liability section. But if there is any money left over, they're going to get their money first and then the common shareholders.